The year is 1307. In the shadow of a medieval dawn, a conspiracy of royal greed and fear is set to strike. This is the story of the Knights Templar, the poor soldier monks who became the richest, most powerful military order in Christendom, and the untold riches that vanished with them. Our journey begins in 1119 in the Holy Land. 9 knights commit to protect Christian pilgrims traveling to the sacred city of Jerusalem. They were known as the Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and the Temple of Solomon, the Knights Templar. Their initial resources were meager. Their headquarters, the captured Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, a site believed to be atop the ruins of Solomon's Temple, a place of profound historical and spiritual significance. For 9 years the knights dug, searched, and lived under the Temple Mount. What did they find beneath the sacred stone? The legends are endless. Soon after, they secured the official endorsement of the Pope, a pivotal moment that changed everything. Donations poured in from Europe's nobility. Land, money, and men flocked to the order. The Templars quickly became a vast international corporation. They owned fleets of ships, massive tracts of land, and castles that spanned from England to the Middle East. They were above all law but the Pope's. Crucially, they developed a revolutionary financial system. Pilgrims could deposit wealth at one preceptory and receive a check to cash out hundreds of miles away. This system made them indispensable and incredibly rich. They were, in effect, the world's first multinational bank. But this vast wealth and power bred resentment, jealousy, and fear, especially in the heart of a cash-strapped European king, King Philip IV of France. Philip owed the Templars a massive debt, a debt he sought to erase not with repayment, but with a swift and brutal act of betrayal. On Friday, October 13, 1307, agents of the king struck in a coordinated secret operation across France. Hundreds of Templars were arrested, charged with heresy, idolatry, and blasphemy. These charges were almost certainly fabricated, coerced through horrific torture. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was among the captured. Philip's goal was clear: seize the Templars' assets and eliminate his creditors. The king's soldiers burst into the Temple of Paris, the order's main treasury, but instead of a king's ransom, they found almost nothing. The gold, the silver, the countless documents, and the legendary relics, it had all vanished. The massive Templar fleet, rumored to be harbored at the port of La Rochelle, was also gone. It had sailed days, perhaps hours, before the arrests. This is the moment the legend was born. Where did the Templars go? And what secrets did they take with them? The king would burn the Templars at the stake, but he would never touch their wealth. The treasure had seemingly evaporated into the dark currents of history. For 7 centuries, scholars, adventurers, and treasure hunters have chased the ghosts of the Templar fleet and the whisper of their lost hoard. Was it just gold and jewels, or did the Templars guard something far more valuable, a relic that could rewrite the history of the Christian world? The most popular theory suggests 2 main elements to the treasure: tangible wealth, gold and silver, and the sacred treasure, relics believed to have been recovered during their time beneath the Temple Mount. In our next part, we'll follow the trail of the missing fleet and the historical hideouts, from the mountains of Portugal to the mysterious hills of Scotland. Music fades slightly. Stay with us as we dive deep into the first compelling location said to hold the legendary lost fortune of the Knights Templar. Welcome back. With the Templars dissolving in fire across France, the question becomes, which nation defied the king and the Pope to offer sanctuary? Our first destination is Portugal, a country where the Templars were not only tolerated, but actively protected. King Dinis of Portugal, refusing to enforce the Pope's dissolution, simply rebranded the order. In 1319, they became the Order of Christ. This new order inherited the Templars' assets, lands, and, historians argue, a significant portion of their treasury. Did the treasure simply transfer to the Order of Christ's vaults? The most logical and least romantic theory is that the wealth remained in the Iberian Peninsula. Portugal's maritime power, which would later launch the Age of Exploration, was built on this very order. But the greatest romantic theory pulls us north to Scotland, a land under interdict by the Pope and ruled by a king in open defiance of the papacy, Robert the Bruce. Scotland was the one place in Europe where the Pope's decree held no sway. It was a perfect sanctuary for the fugitive knights. Legend holds that the Templar fleet sailed to Scotland, bringing their wealth and their priceless relics. They may have even fought alongside Bruce at Bannockburn in 1314. This theory suggests the treasure was buried for safekeeping, awaiting a day when the order could rise again. The most famous Scottish landmark linked to the treasure is the enigmatic Rosslyn Chapel, built over a century after the Templars' fall. Its intricate carvings are steeped in Templar and Masonic symbolism. Some believe the chapel's stonework is a coded map to a secret chamber below. The Sinclair family, who built the chapel, had deep, provable ties to the Knights Templar tradition. The legend claims the Sinclairs brought the treasure and, more sensationally, the Holy Grail itself across the water to Scotland. What exactly is the Holy Grail? Is it the cup of Christ, or a metaphor for a sacred bloodline or forbidden knowledge? The relics allegedly found beneath the Temple Mount are also part of this sacred hoard. The Ark of the Covenant, the menorah from the Second Temple, or perhaps documents revealing shocking secrets about early Christianity. These are the secrets that King Philip truly feared. Secrets that could destabilize the entire Catholic Church, not just an empty treasury. But there is another hidden location, far more obscure, yet equally compelling: Rennes-le-Château in France. This tiny village became famous after its priest, Béranger Saunière, mysteriously acquired massive wealth in the late 19th century. Saunière's enigmatic renovations are said to contain a cryptic code left by the Templars, who once had a stronghold nearby. Was the priest's sudden fortune the result of finding a forgotten Templar cache of gold, or more dramatically, a shocking secret document? The Languedoc region was a hub of heretical groups like the Cathars, whom some historians link to the Templars' deeper, hidden beliefs. The trails are numerous, the clues are tantalizingly fragmented, and the historical records remain maddeningly incomplete. The most radical theories suggest the knights took their fleet and their treasures on a voyage far beyond Europe, to a place no one expected. In our final part, we will cross the Atlantic, exploring the New World connection and what became of the powerful legacy of the warrior monks. Music builds tension. Don't go anywhere. The final destination of the lost Templar treasure awaits. Welcome back. We've established the Templars were a maritime power whose fleet vanished just before the arrests. Did they sail west? One of the most controversial yet enduring theories places the treasure in the New World, on a small tree-covered island off the coast of Nova Scotia. Oak Island. For over 2 centuries, this tiny island has been the site of the world's longest, most expensive treasure hunt, the legendary Money Pit. The theory centers on Henry Sinclair, a Scottish nobleman and ancestor of the Rosslyn Chapel builders, who allegedly sailed to Nova Scotia in 1398. Did the Templars, fleeing the Inquisition, use their ships to ferry their immense wealth to this secret, distant location? Proponents point to alleged Templar crosses and strange stone carvings found on Oak Island and the surrounding region. The idea is that the Templars built the infamous booby-trapped Money Pit, a sophisticated vault designed to protect the treasure for centuries. This theory suggests the Templars were the true discoverers of America, arriving a century before Columbus. If true, the Oak Island treasure would not just be gold, but artifacts that confirm a massive hidden chapter of world history. Yet most mainstream historians remain skeptical, arguing that the Templars' treasure was more liquid and was simply confiscated or absorbed. They argue the bulk of the wealth, property, farms, and gold deposits, was systematically seized by the king, the pope, and other European powers. The lost treasure may not have been one single hoard, but rather the collective dissipated assets of a sophisticated financial empire. And what of the Templars themselves? They were officially dissolved, but their legacy continued. In Portugal, they became the Order of Christ. In Spain, they merged into the Order of Montesa. More mysteriously, a deep connection emerged centuries later with the esoteric traditions of Freemasonry, particularly in the Scottish Rite. Many Masonic rituals and traditions reference the Knights Templar and the Temple of Solomon. Did the surviving knights and their secrets form the foundation of this global fraternal society? It's a key reason the Templar mystery lives on today. For many, the greatest treasure was never gold, but the knowledge they are said to have protected, a secret that could change the entire narrative of the Crusades, or even reveal an alternative history of the early church. Even today, the hunt continues. Modern-day explorers and historians dedicate their lives to solving this 7-century-old puzzle. The lure of the lost Templar treasure is too great to ignore. The intersection of incredible wealth, sacred relics, and a powerful secret society's tragic end. Was it confiscated, secretly transferred, or buried on a distant island? Ultimately, the true treasure of the Knights Templar may be the enduring, captivating mystery itself. The story of the warrior monks serves as a timeless warning about the dangerous intersection of wealth, power, and religious zeal. Their physical gold may be lost, but the legend of the poor soldier monks who vanished with the greatest treasure in history will never fade. Thank you for joining us on this quest. Do you believe the treasure is hidden? Let us know your theory in the comments below. Music fades out.